In task 4, we're looking at Pythagoras' theorem. Pythagoras' theorem states that the square of the hypotenuse, which is always the longest of the three sides of the triangle, opposite the right angle, is equal to the addition of the square of one side plus the square of the other. Now, builders quite often use this if they want a 3, 4, 5 to guarantee a rectangle. So what they'll do, 3 meters of string, 4 meters of string. If that third side is 5 meters, they've got a guaranteed right angle. The first thing you should do before even tackling these questions and doing the arithmetic is to identify which is the hypotenuse. In each case, opposite, opposite, opposite the right angle. I'm going to go through in a moment A and D. In number 1A, you've got the hypotenuse, which is A. Now I'm going to call that H, the hypotenuse. It doesn't matter which one of these other sides I'll call A and B. I'm only doing 6 as the A because it's the first thing I've seen before I tend to read down and see the 8. So write out the formula and then put in what you don't know. So the square of the hypotenuse is 100. Now that's clearly not 100 centimeters. So when we put this into our calculator, I've got 6 squared plus 8 squared equals 100. And to find the square root, I use the square root key, square root of 100. And some of you will know that that's 10 centimeters. That's checking through for common sense, and you really can't be used here because these aren't always drawn to scale. But that clearly looks about 10 centimeters. In the case of 1D, we've been given the hypotenuse, which is 124 meters. We don't know one of the other sides. I'm just going to call that A, so it fits into my equation a little bit better. So I'm working down the page. 124 squared is equal to 116 squared plus my A squared. Now I don't know those, I'm going to have to use my calculator. So that's 15,376 and 13456 plus A squared. Now this is a bit messy. This is really at the extreme A end for this subject, but still quite achievable. So what I'm now going to do, I'm going to move that 13,456 over the other side, or if you like, I'll rewrite it first. I'll take 13,456 from both sides. On the left-hand side, I'm left with A squared by itself. On the right-hand side, I'm going to have to put that into my calculator, I think. That gives me 1920. Now, clearly, looking at this problem, that length must be shorter than the 124, and it clearly looks shorter than the 116. So that reminds me that I've got to take the square root of that. So the square root of 1920 gives me 43.8 meters. And that looks about right.